Hi guys, this is part 2 of the two-part series where I'll be talking about things about the GMAT which are not really discussed out there in the open. Mostly all these things are known by each and every test taker, but mostly we tend to ignore them or avoid them. So continuing with my previous video, let's start without wasting any time. Point number 6. GMAT is available all year round. So sometimes people just rush with the examination that I need to apply for the first round or I need to apply for this last round, otherwise I'm not going to get admission this year. Please don't do that. It's better you extend your examination date and book a slot later rather than hurrying up with your prep and just answering it for the sake of answering it. Please don't do that. Plan your GMAT timeline properly. That is when you stand a chance to get an admission to your desired institution for your desired course. Point number 7. A low GMAT score does not necessarily mean that you will not get admission to your desired institution. Your low GMAT score has to be compensated with some extraordinary skill or some extra thing which you have done compared to the average candidate. Your GMAT score is not the only thing that is there in your application, because sometimes people feel that, oh, I'm done with my GMAT, I'll be definitely getting into the required college. For example, if I've got a 740 or a 750, I will definitely be on cloud 9 and not be worried about which round I'm applying to or which college I'm applying to. But that is very wrong on my part, because a good GMAT score does not necessarily mean that I'll be getting into my favorite institution for any round. You need to place your bets well, because your GMAT score is a small part of your entire application. There is the English proficiency exam, then there is something like your resume, your work experience, your letters of recommendation from your supervisor, etc. This all forms your application, and if you don't take care of each and every aspect, then my friend, I guess you are in for a surprise. If you want to know more about the things that comprise your MBA application, then click on this link above and you will get redirected to another video that I've prepared specially for you. Point number 9. If I'm planning to answer my GMAT, if I'm working side by side, then I have to allocate some extra time for my GMAT studies, or I have to make sure that I make suitable time during my weekends, because if I'm working, then I can hardly give 1 to 2 hours for my GMAT prep. But it is not impossible. It is very much possible, because looking at the statistics, people who have got admissions to their required institution have gotten via studying while working for their firm. So it's completely possible. It just takes proper mindset and proper training. The last and the final point. GRE can be a very good alternative for GMAT, but you need to weigh the pros and cons here. If you are only looking to enter the management sector, then plan on only answering the GMAT without any second thoughts. But if you have any reservations that I may be looking at something going a bit technical after my engineering, or I'm not really sure if I want to go into MBA or not, then definitely you should go and answer the GRE, because if you are second guessing yourself, GRE is the safe bet. GRE offers admissions to not only MBA colleges but also colleges which offer MS, PhD and fellowship programs. The advantages of GRE outweigh the advantages of GMAT any day. So if you are double guessing yourself that whether I should do an MBA or I should go for a specialization somewhere in engineering sector, go ahead and answer the GRE rather than worrying about the GMAT. But if you're only focused on getting a position into the management sector, GMAT is the exam for you. So that is it guys for the second video of the two-part series. Hopefully you have watched the first part video of this series. If not, I'm linking it right up here. Okay. Also, don't forget to mention your queries and doubts in the comment section below. I'm waiting to answer them for you. Also, if you have any suggestions regarding the videos that I need to make, don't forget to mention them in the comments as well. If this video has helped you in any way possible, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be seeing you for the next video. So until then, be happy, stay safe, and all the best for your prep.